So I ordered my Lamborghini Revuelto 9 months ago. I'm with Rue, who's the brand director. Rue, where's my car?
It's on its way. It's on its way. Just do what you need to do with this one then.
So Rue's giving me the key to the demo HRN Lamborghini Revuelto. This has just arrived, hasn't it?
Just arrived, just come out of PPF, and it's on the road. First time today.
First time today. And today you've driven it? You obviously drove it here.
Yeah.
Special car.
Impressive.
Yeah?
Yeah. I didn't break the speed limit. It was fine.
70 all the way? What about the 30s and the 40s and the 60s?
Stayed within the speed limit.
How difficult is it staying within the speed limit? Because I know, listen, it's crazy enough that it's a V12, but with the electric motors as well, this goes like...
I think with the older car, with the Aventador, you can almost, from the engine, hear the speed that you get that feeling with a fully, petrol car. But yeah, this one you've got to keep checking.
And it's 1,000 horsepower with the electric motors.
Plus, yeah.
Is this the best car they've ever made?
I always say that, but then they always then make something better.
Okay.
But as we stand today, it's the best car I've driven.
The Lamborghini badge, that has been iconic for a zillion years.
So the last update they had with the badge was 20 years ago.
Yeah?
So they've now just done a refresh to the badge.
It's the colour, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a small change, but it's significant to obviously carry the brand into the future.
Obviously, this car's got that badge. When are they going to bring out the new badges?
I think we'll see them on cars coming through next year. Obviously, with anything new, it takes time to roll out, right?
So obviously, it's got the iconic doors. You can't have a Lambo, you can't have a V12 without these doors. Is this the first hybrid?
Yeah.
Obviously, then we're going to have the Urus afterwards, aren't we? Okay, and then obviously moving forward, whatever's going to happen.
Yeah.
So this is the first Lamborghini over 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah.
What was the Sian?
About 800 odd.
This is hybrid. The Sian, did it have like some flux capacitor Back to the Future thing in there?
No, it had a super capacitor, which basically, in essence, just dialed out the inertia of the gear change, but made a significant difference from driving a standard Aventador.
One question that I get asked all the time, is this a hypercar?
It drives like one.
But it's not a hypercar?
If it drives like one, I would say it is.
And if it's got over 1,000 brake horsepower, to me, it should be a hypercar. I know obviously the parameters move all the time. The Sian's definitely a hypercar, isn't it? No?
I think Sian Countach sat in their own category, to be honest.
Centenario.
Sat in the same category.
So what is a hypercar that is a Lamborghini?
Driving this today, I'd go with this.
Really?
Yeah.
And obviously people haven't really driven this. There's stats and stuff, but it hasn't actually been out there and tested. And I think there's one customer car that's come out now. This is the demo car. And obviously in the next coming weeks, my car and all the other cars are going to start coming through, aren't they?
Correct.
And I think then we're going to really find out how good a car this actually is. I'm getting asked consistently by Matt Watson from CarWow, when is your car coming? When is your car coming? Can you bring it to CarWow? And obviously he wants to put it up against the SF90. I'm hoping the fact the SF90 has been out now, what's it been, a couple of years?
Yeah.
That Lamborghini were like, yeah, we've dialed this up a little bit more to beat that.
It'd be an interesting one, but honestly, like I said, I drove this today and it drives like nothing I've driven before. And working for HRN, we've had the privilege of driving a lot. So yeah, it's impressive. Define hypercar. I think what happens is everything moves, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So when this kind of sector steps up, the hypercar sector steps up.
I've had this conversation with Shmi and other people, and it's like, well, a hypercar back in the day, do you base it on value? Do you base it on horsepower? Do you base it on engine? Would you base it on? It's crazy now. Obviously, this is a £500,000 plus car. It's got 1,000 brake horsepower. Does 0 to 60 in something like 2.5 seconds. It's a V12. It's a hybrid. It's everything into one.
When cars were back in the day called hypercars, it was basically what this car's offering you today. So why wouldn't it be? You're right. What would you base a hypercar on?
This car's got some mad little quirky things, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So obviously it is hybrid electric, whatever you want to call it. So one of the things I know, under the bonnet, it's got like a little latch so you can close the bonnet.
So basically when you're charging the car, that latch just basically comes out. So what that does, if anything, it's almost like a breather. So your wires don't get caught.
What, so that'll sit like that?
That'll sit like that, charge the car, and it's locked. So when you lock it, it locks.
Okay, and where do we charge this car from?
Got a socket in there.
Yeah, okay, fine. Now this is the big V12 engine, but what's weird, it's got a latch. I used to have one of these back in the day on one of my cars. Weight saving?
I can only think if you feel how light this is.
Yeah, and how light this is as well, because it's obviously all carbon fibre.
Yeah, and also if you had a strut with the intake here, where would you put it?
Yeah.
So it's all to do with design, weight.
The fact that they've still kept it visible, which is obviously really important on the V12, I think that is...
Well, it's exposed now as well, so there's no cover.
Yeah, there's no cover,
Yeah.
so obviously they're not worried about the elements, water, nothing. Is it such a sealed unit that it doesn't matter? Jet wash?
Fine.
Should be fine, shouldn't it? Everything in this car now is mind-blowing, isn't it?
Yeah, the tech's insane.
And I remember back in the day, warranty on these cars, always early days was like a 2-year, 3-year warranty. You can get a 5-year warranty on this now.
Yeah.
Which shows how good the car's gonna be. Because I remember when I had my Gallardo in 2006, whenever you bought a Lambo, the first thing you would do, you'd take it and be like, check the clutch, see what the wear is on the clutch, because obviously you'd have to keep changing the clutch over and over and over. Now, 5-year warranty, sometimes they have service packs and things like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, the technology's come a long way, and obviously Lamborghini and all manufacturers have come a long way.
Lamborghini are known for holding value. The Urus was one of the most insane cars ever. To me, I reckon you could drive this car for a year and a half, and probably not lose a pound.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Lamborghinis of late, since obviously we bought Urus out, residually, we're most probably one of the best brands out there at this level of producing cars, of say circa 10,000 cars.
Do we know how many Revueltos they're making?
No.
No, got no idea. Is there a reason why they did limit it?
They'll only limit a limited edition.
So like a Countach or like a Sian?
Yeah, that would most probably fall under their few off program. So 60 cars, 100 cars. But the limited edition of this, if it comes out, will be numbered, as in numbered one of however many they build worldwide. That's if they do one.
So I've been buying Lamborghinis, I think, since 2006, 2007. So I've bought from Gallardo, God knows how many Aventadors, how many Uruses, etc. So I never really buy a V8 or a V10, bar obviously the Urus. I've always go V12 when it's the big boy cars. And I've bought loads. I've sold loads, and everyone knows that I'm like a Lambo fanboy, Lambo all day, every day. You see me do it on CarWow. If someone was watching this video and they were like, you know what, I'd love to be able to get one of these cars or get an early car to be part of like the Lamborghini club as such, do they need to have a big buying history with Lamborghini? Or what sort of things do you look for in a customer?
Buying history, relationship, cars coming back, working with us working with them.
When you say cars coming back, so they buy a car, and when they go to sell the car, rather than just selling it on the open market, they're giving it back to you guys to be able to sell it.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's what we'd look at. With any motor manufacturer or dealer, it's not just about new cars, right?
Yeah.
It's about pre-owned as well. We know who the cars are, and obviously let's say this was yours and you brought it back to me, we're then selling it on to someone that we most probably know that we're trying to kind of build a buying history with as well. So yeah, we'd look at all of it.
So obviously the car's here, and I'm pretty much teasing myself because my car hasn't arrived yet. What are we saying, a couple of weeks hopefully?
If it's on the truck, but by the end of the week, I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, so we're a couple of weeks away. And a part of me is like, Rue said, listen, he's brought the car here, me and Rue are going out for dinner, and he's like, there's the car. I can drive the car. And I'm like, am I cheating on my car by driving this car? Am I losing that first experience in my own car? Rue's going on that this car drives amazing, and the weather's nice. And what should I do?
Your choice.
Ray's smiling. I ain't even giving it nothing. I ain't even giving a little second gear. Oh, twitchy, twitchy. Sounds nice. I'm glad they kept the V12. You can hear the engine roaring. So obviously it's mid-engine, so it's right behind my head on the paddle. I used to drive my car and paddle all the time, so literally I'll just go here, put it into manual in the middle, and I'll just drive it in paddle all the time. I'd be like this if I'm driving the Aventador. I remember the first time I picked up my Aventador, it was so wide, I was thinking, oh my God, this is scary. It feels amazing to be back in a car like this. I haven't had an Aventador in years. Yeah, I've driven supercars, hypercars, but I actually can't wait. And it smiles for miles. I don't think it feels as wide. Sounds so good. Well done, Lamborghini, for keeping that sound. Well done. Listen to that sound. Oh, I can't wait to get my car. Oh my God, I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Yiannimize live on the 6th of May. So I'd like to think I'll have my car for then, be able to take it there, just to experience on the motorway, people's faces when they see this car. And obviously the number plate as well. It's HR Owen So H-R-O-I-N, you can work out what it reads. You know what's good is I'm just under 6'2". See that little scoop there on the head? See that? So it allows you got the space in there. I've got plenty of leg room. Arms are fine, look, plenty of space. Yeah, this is special. Wow. I haven't been this excited about a car since 2018 when the Lamborghini Urus came. Roll on 2 weeks. Gonna be like waiting for Christmas Day, like a kid in a candy shop. Wow. Right, so I've driven it, we've been out in it. There's only one thing left to see. Does it fit in the garage? I hope so.